excellence. What we're going to do is wait a little while for the audio to prove itself to be fine. Every time I start, there's a bit of an error with the starting of the audio. It's never truly excellent. I'll tell you what, let's go there. Nice. Okay, we're here. Hopefully by now the audio has settled. Hello everybody. Whoa. Let's see what we got. Welcome. Hello. I think we're live again. We are live again. This is awesome. Well, I've had a few adventures. Where are we looking? Let's go over here. So, that's not it. There we go. So I've had a few adventures. Yeah, the my red guitar, I'm just calling it red, the Squire. It's an old 2003 Stage Master Squire, I think it is, a double humbucker with Floyd Rose tremolo, vibrato system. And I've heavily modified it. So as you know, it's got a lot of EMG kits installed. So I first put an afterburner in, then a BTC controller, bass tone, and then a kill switch, and then I think I put in the EXG, all running off a 9-volt battery, and I was really happy with the way that sounded. And then I modified and added some switches to it to control the two humbuckers, either to have single neck, single bridge and neck together. And then I added in-phase, out-of-phase, and parallel and series, but they weren't 100% correctly wired up. So I got to work. Let me show you what's going on. Let me show you. I think it's going to be this one. Let's go over here. We'll grab this. We'll grab him. And so look, I've been up since 2 a.m. working on this. It's a mess, obviously. Unbelievable. So this is red in parts now. I loosened off the nut locking nuts, got 2 capos and bent the strings back so that I can kind of keep them safe. And then I, of course, got to work. Oh, I need a light. Let's get that light going. Oh, and of course, I got the coffee. Delicious, yeah. I'm going to pull this over here. Had to go through so many batteries, so that's the 5 amp. Yeah, I was using the 5 amp hour battery on the Ryobi soldering station. I used 6 amp hour on the light, magnifying glass light. Love that tool, by the way. It's very, very handy. So, okay, so what we've got here, is that too bright now? It might be too bright. Let's just turn that down a smidgen, in fact. It's probably better like that. So we've got the EXG, which is replacing the tone control. So that's the board pick guard, as we remember. In my adventures in making this switch arrangement, I had disabled the selector for the bridge and the neck humbuckers. What I've decided is to reintegrate that back again because I like switching. I've got to loosen that a little bit because it's too tight at the moment. Yeah, so now I'm using the bridge both neck selector. It's only a 3-way switch, but going back to the circuit board, we've got an EXG expander, tone expander there. This one is the bass tone control. It's a stacked set of pots. This is the afterburner. We've got the volume pot original, whoa, afterburner there, sorry, view's bad. and then the original, I think it's a 550K pot in there. Anyway, it's a volume pot. And then I've got a kill switch in here as well. Kill switch, EMG kill switch right there. So, and then this arrangement here gives us control for coil or full humbucker for bridge, coil tap, center tap, or full humbucker for the neck, in phase, out of phase, and series and parallel. Now it's not working because in my haste of working this out, the first version worked well with an on switch, this red one. But with the design that I've worked out with the help of ChatGPT, because he's actually got a smart idea, it's messed up. So I've got to replace that on for one of these blue ones, on switch, and then that will let me do phase shifting. So during the testing, we discovered that that's the wrong switch. We discovered, I say, because I'm using ChatGPT. ChatGPT actually is, it's come up with a really unique idea, which is to combine this switch down here, the blade switch for the humbucker selection, in conjunction with this serial parallel switch, to make a quick and easy kind of double function in effect with minimal wiring. So I still haven't worked out exactly what ChatGPT did, but I'm going to have to do a diagram to understand the thinking behind it, because the approach is much more efficient than what I was originally designing. So, like I'm paying ChatGPT, or the makers of ChatGPT, the owners, $30 a month. So I thought I might as well use ChatGPT with every problem that I come across, which is what I've been doing of late. So every time I come up with some kind of an issue or something that I want to resolve, what I do is I get a hold of ChatGPT and then just pose the question to it. And it is coming up with some amazing solutions, things out of left field that I wouldn't normally think of. So it's not coming up with original ideas in terms of, hey, how about we modify your guitar, Andrew, and do this. I'm the one who comes up with the ideas. And then I just use ChatGPT to work out what is the latest equipment out there, what's the latest thinking, or what is a better way of doing things. And then ChatGPT brings that together and explains in pretty dumb Andrew terms what to do to make it work. And it's remarkable. So I'm enjoying using ChatGPT to help out with the redesign of this. And I just had another thought, because again, ChatGPT is not the ideas creator. ChatGPT is like an assistant and an enabler of doing something efficiently or better. So what the other idea I came up with overnight when I was asleep at 2 a.m. and then got up this morning was, I want to work out a way to blend the bridge pickup with the neck pickup for parallel and serial connection. So I want to have the ability to adjust, I'm thinking of a knob, to adjust more of the bridge or all of the bridge. I mean, that does the function of this to a degree, but this does a bridge, all, or neck. Whereas I want to be able to adjust it maybe in the center all position, like both position. I can adjust more of the bridge and less of the neck, or more of the neck and less of the bridge, much like a ES335 or ES style electric guitar, where you've got a separate volume and tone control for both pickups, and you can blend the two together with a three-way switch. So I'd love to integrate that. So I'm thinking there's a space right here, but I'm wondering whether I think that's where my hand falls down when I strum hard. So although there's space there, it's not ideal because it's going to stick out and I'm going to hit it. So I'll have to move it somewhere else and drill another hole in the body of the guitar. So once I get this switch moved over and test this, that it all works, then I'll hit up ChatGPT. I will task ChatGPT, I can't speak today, with working out a way to integrate some kind of a resistor or a volume pot or a tone pot or something in there to, excuse me, make it adjust the inputs from the two pickups in the middle position only. That will be interesting. The good thing I came up with all by myself without ChatGPT at all was this idea. So when we solder, there's a whole lot of smoke that comes up, and this fan, it sucks in the smoke, and then I can use that end to push it to the ground or get rid of it. And inside I've got a piece of foam which soaks up a lot of the smell and stuff like that. So it's working really well, and it's got a USB kind of speed controller for RPM there as well. So it's plugged into the USB port on that thing, power pack, which powers the fan in there and then extracts the smoke for me. So I'm happy with that as well. So yeah, I'm learning a lot because in the course of making this work, I discovered that the humbuckers have got different configurations in the way they're built. So some humbuckers will have a two-wire arrangement coming out of the two coils with either 2 wires, 3 wires, or 4 wires, maybe more, but 4 wires I think would be max. So this is a 3-wire system. So there's a coil in there, a magnet, and then, excuse me, there's a braided shielded wire here, which runs on the outer edge of the cable under the black insulation, but encompassing the 3 other cables inside of it. And then internally it's hooked up, so you've got a lead in to one coil, a lead out to the one coil, a lead into the second coil, a lead out to the second coil. What they've done is they've combined the 2 lead outs into both coils into one and called that center tap. And then they've got a red lead which comes out, which does the full circuit through the first coil and then through the second coil and out. And the out on that actually is going to the ground as well. So that causes a problem when you want to do out of phase, because you need to out of phase without any crazy noise. And so to make the noise disappear, you have to separate the ground from the coil neutral or coil cold. And so I did that on the bridge, and you only got to do it on one. I did it on the bridge humbucker. So that enables me to do a coil split and serial and parallel and in phase, out of phase without there being any noise interference. So that was really interesting to discover how that's built and the different styles of humbuckers. Some of them already have the cold coil and ground separated, but a lot of them have them joined together, which is the case here. So I had to separate that and then work out a way to, with ChatGPT's help, work out a way to efficiently join everything together. So right now I'm going to undo that, get the on, off, on switch in that place, and then do some testing, and then we'll come back and have a look with ChatGPT and see what ChatGPT suggests to do that blending knob thing for the serial parallel. I want to get it done tonight because I'm actually gigging tonight with my brother Dave, so I want to have it all working. So I've got, let's have a look at the time. I've got, it's 9:21. He's coming over about 8, so I've got about 10.5 hours before we have to move. Should be enough time. I might need to buy that potentiometer, that's all. So if I have to buy that potentiometer, that means possibly an hour and a half out of the schedule. So I'm down to about 8 hours, which should be enough time in all reality. Yeah, that should be enough time. So I'm also keen to, I'm not going to get it done today, unfortunately. I'm keen to mark out the mapping of the graphics I want to do on this, because the graphics for this, check out all of the, look at that. Oh, you can't see, it's too bright. Where's my ISO on this thing? Dang, I can't change the ISO. It's too bright. What I can do is turn the light down a bit. A lot. How's that? Ah, it's better. So there's the original design of the guitar, the humbuckers, the switching circuits, all of that. And it worked 99%, but there were a few combinations of serial, parallel, in phase, out of phase that wouldn't provide any signal, or not a loud enough signal. There's all the instructions from ChatGPT. There's my attempt at getting things going on my own, which would have worked, but I was running into problems, I think, because of that on-off, so on-on-on switch rather than on-off-on. The thing I'm trying to show you is the design I came up with for the sound. Where is it? Sound box. What did I do with it? Oh my gosh. There it is. So that's the graphic design I'm thinking of. It looks a little bit cartoonish, and a little bit, what's the word, like bizarre, like from something. I see this design coming into like a Luna Park thing in Sydney, for example, where it would be gaudy, that's the word, gaudy and kind of cheap and nasty. That's exactly what I'm after, because it's going to be a horror sound effect machine. So I want it to be kind of not creepy, but just organic and kind of mysterious, but also like there's something weird going on with it. It's just, yeah, a weird looking box. So I've even got graphics to go on the bottom side, the side you can't even see. I want to put something in there as well. So that's the idea. I've got to color that up. So I've got to pencil all of that stuff all over the box or boxes, because I've got lids that fold out. I want to make it look mysterious and kind of geeky and very, very homemade, which is definitely what it is. So yeah, we'll get all the stenciling done for that, and then put it in somewhere near here. I was going to do a section at a time in the spray paint booth with the airbrush. Then I'll put the electronics all over it. And then when the electronics are all done and tested, then I'm going to take all the electronics out again, put it back into this spray booth and give a clear coat finish, so that over time it'll flake off and bits of the paint will disappear and things like that, as opposed to no clear coat and everything wearing off quicker, if that makes sense. So I want it to last a while. So I'm going to spend a bit of time on that. So that's going to take quite a bit of time. In the meantime, though, I really want to get this guitar going with those two mods. Yeah. Plus, I've got to go and get work from Signub, because Signub has gone quiet. It's a quiet time of year and there's not a lot going on. So yeah, I don't have any shifts. So that means I'm out of work. So the sound guy is also really quiet. It's just a really bad time of year, I think. So people are getting over spending all their money at Christmas time, holidays, goodness knows what else. So there's no money floating around, I feel. It kind of is traditional this time of year. I noticed that when I was back in IT, that things didn't really get moving again till February, March. And lately, with the advent of AI and the paring down, I guess, of IT departments, there are more and more IT people out of work looking for jobs. So it's getting tougher and tougher to actually find work in IT. So I'm kind of giving up on IT, in all honesty. Not to say I have completely, but I'm trending towards giving up on it. I can still apply all of the things I've learnt in IT, so I'm not dreadfully worried, I've got to be honest, because well, when I was younger, I first started thinking about what's going to be the long-term best, not occupation, but kind of career path, if you like, to approach life with. Not even career path, but like approaching life with. And I came down to the conclusion that we're better off being a generalist, not a specialist, because being a specialist is very competitive. You've got to be the best. And there's always someone better than you, always. Whereas being a generalist, you know, you're mixing it with the crowd, it's already there. In busy times, they need more people to do more things. So I just figured that there'd be always a demand for someone who knew how to do a bit of everything. So what's that phrase? Jack of all trades, master of none, always better than a master of just one. I think that's it. So that's the approach I took, was to be a generalist rather than a specialist. And it's kept me pretty much, on average, okay, you know, in terms of living and earning capacity. There are some times where it's actually led to really good income, really good. And then other times where it's just been, you know, get by the skin of your teeth, which is the case now. So it's a tough one, yeah. Because I've known specialists that have earned lots of money for a short amount of time, but they seem to have to reskill fairly regularly and, you know, spend a lot of time and effort to learn new things, in depth. So it just takes a lot of time and effort. And like I said before, in this day and age, things have changed. IT people are not in high demand anymore. Yeah, things have just changed. So I'm just learning to live and adapt. And so I'm doing more of the gig economy type stuff, which is just get a whole lot of different income sources. So I'm doing the sound guy, Signub, guitar repairs. I'm thinking of doing sound mixing for bands and movies and so forth. So hence the special effects machine, you know, down here. So that'll help in that space. Just anything that I can, you know, lend my hand to. I'm trying to uncover opportunities in that space. So even things like music. So all this gear here, I'm not going to go busking, I've decided, as much. I still could, I still might, but the whole idea of taking out a lot of this gear, transporting it and then setting it up, packing it up, it's a lot of effort for what I know doesn't provide a great deal of income. So it's good fun, you meet a lot of good people, but it's not really a good way to make money. Although there are people that do make good money out of it. And I think that's again where I'm probably facing that dilemma about being a generalist or a specialist. If I was a specialist musician, I'd probably, you know, make more effort in writing songs and performing and recording and selling CDs and stuff like that. But again, maybe I'm lazy. The effort involved is just through the roof. Whereas once I get the guitar going over here, I can then do things on YouTube, which I hope will lead to a better outcome. Because I think what I'm aiming for is YouTube to become a bit of a funnel, if you like, a collection point of getting in touch with people who want things done. And then rather than specializing in just one thing, I'll do a whole range of different things. And some people will want me to do sound, for example. Some people want me maybe to compose a song. Some people might want special effects. Some people might want on-set sound recording or mixing or something like that. And in that way, the channel can kind of become a way of getting in touch with people. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Who knows what's going to happen in the future though. So they're the plans. Yeah, so a quick and dirty Tuesday as it is now. I've tidied up a little bit, by the way, too. I moved those books over, so I freed up. Well, the books have been moved to go there, which freed up space for some of the gear that was down there. There's still a lot there to be moved over here and here. This stuff I've got to do something with, all in there. So that chicken wire, the girls have asked me to build a frame, which is, where is it? Here. A frame to hold jewelry and beads in between the wire to be a dream catcher for windows. So the first lot of chicken wire I put on was wrong orientation. I've got to orient that 90 degrees. It's not wide enough. So that new roll of chicken wire will be wide enough to go along the horizontal plane of the window, and then they can put beads inside of it and mount it in the window. I've got to make two of them. We'll do one first. I'm going to basically have these thin bits of, I think it's just pine or something. I'll have two layers of it with the chicken wire in the middle, so it's going to be a bit thicker, and it'll hold chicken wire in place and be a bit more of a solid construction, because that's pretty flimsy right now. So anyway, I've got to work on that as well. So I've got to try and fit that in today or tomorrow as well, maybe tonight. So got a few things going, and thank God it is autumn. Holy crap. It was so hot during summer, but it's still warm. Like, got the aircon going, got the fan going over here. And I did work out that with my multimeter, this one over here, I've got a temperature gauge function on that, and I've discovered, whether that's accurate or not, I'm hoping that's accurate, the temperature on that is 5 degrees lower than what registers on this thermometer. So it's actually around 20 degrees, 19, 20 degrees right now. That's saying 25. This one, which I thought was inaccurate, is actually accurate compared to that multimeter. So it's around 21 degrees. Oh no, 22 degrees. So let's just see what it says. Where are we? 23 degrees. 23 degrees. It's picking up the temperature from this gauge here, this probe rather here. Yeah, so was that 23? It is another side of the room, I guess, but I do have aircon going as well. That's saying 20, oh yeah, about 23, yeah. So those two match. That's a French design and made in France, so I trust that more than I trust this Chinese designed and Chinese made, but that's actually got alcohol in it, so it should be more accurate. That's saying 24. It's close-ish. This is saying 25, and that's, anyway, there you go. So you can't trust everything. I am going to go because it's time. So I want to get the guitar done. I'll probably do another live tonight when it's nearly finished, I hope. Okay, on that note, let's press some buttons and we'll say, catch you later. See you all. I'm waving at the cameras when I should be waving at this one. I'll catch you later. All right, bye now. And enjoy the day. See ya.